Hello, welcome back to the interface. My name's Alex, and today we're having a look at the infotainment system on the Hyundai Kona. This one is the electric version, and I've reviewed the car in full. There's a link in the top right corner or the description down below if you want to check out the review of this car. This video is dedicated to the infotainment screen and how to use it and all the buttons and stuff. So, like most Hyundai Group vehicles, this one has got two screens basically, so two wide screens, both of which are 12.3 inches. One is for the driver and one is for the infotainment system. The Kona does support wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and has a whole host of different features. And also it has an app called Bluelink, which we'll look at the end. So first things first, we have got this quite nice carousel system, so similar to Kia Genesis as well. Quite a nice, easy system to use. So there are some buttons at the bottom here. So we've got home, map, search, media, the hazard warning switch, seek, track, star button, which is used for setting a custom function essentially. There's also a star button on the steering wheel as well, and then you've got setup as well. Those buttons are quite useful to just quickly navigate the whole system. So before we have a look at each system one by one, we have got some three different screens. So this main screen is your sort of widget home screen. I've got the map of where you are currently, got whatever media is playing and whatever source that is from. That's Apple CarPlay from my phone, and that is the Charging Status podcast. That's an EV podcast that I do with my friend Jim Starling from the Definitely Not a Guru channel. The link in the description if you want to check that out, that podcast. It's an EV focused podcast. This one is the EV menu, and we have got phone, CarPlay, voice memo, weather, calendar, settings, and then sports, valet mode, vehicle diagnostics, notifications, and the online manual. And then as you'll notice, there are some buttons on the top as well. The top left-hand corner, we've got the time. You've also got the signal for the Bluelink app software, because this has got a SIM card built in. That's called Bluelink Live. And then we have got a tray at the top here, nice sort of frosted glass effect. You can turn the display off. You can split the screen. You can adjust the brightness here. So you can have it on auto, just adjust it manually. Navigation, guidance, volumes, sound effects, and also quiet mode. And we have got some settings in the top corner. Basically some quick controls for different options in here, beeps, navigation guidance, quiet mode, that sort of stuff in there. And if we scroll that up and then go up to the hamburger menu here, we've got rearrange menus, profile settings, or online manual. And that's pretty much it. Nothing comes up if you slide up. And then again, we have got all these nice physical buttons here. So we're going to go through each app on the infotainment screen one by one and see what options we do have, because there are quite a few. So first one is phone, so I've got my phone connected here, so that just opens Apple CarPlay. If you don't have Apple CarPlay connected, it will just open the Bluetooth phone app, so that's quite a nice shortcut, and I will click the home button to go back. So we've also got Apple CarPlay, so a nice shortcut there. You can play your favourite podcast if you want to. Go home again. Got voice memo, so what we can do is record a voice memo and have it play back. Other vehicles from this same group has this function as well, so let's see what happens. This is a test of the voice memo function in the Hyundai Kona EV. How do I sound? We can stop that there. Let's play that back. This is a test of the voice memo function in the Hyundai Kona EV. How do I sound? Not great, Alex, not great. You don't sound great. I'm going to delete that. Sounds not amazing, that. But obviously whatever microphones are in the car. So let's go back to the home screen, can press the home button there. I got weather as well, so I am currently in Droitwich, and we've got 20 degrees, showers, we've got a bit of rain later today, sky's a bit grey as well. Yeah, basically got some weather information up there, and it comes from the Valet weather source, and there's also today as well. And we have got a function, a little slider to telling you whatever media is playing as well, which is quite nice. So let's pause that. We also got calendar, so this syncs with my Apple Calendar on my phone. Because what happens is when you connect the Bluelink app to your phone, it will now sync your calendar between the two. For some reason, that's not fully working, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, that will have that function built in. I have used it before, and it does work quite well. Settings as well. This app is going to be quite intensive because there is quite a bit to it. So let's go through all the options one by one. So the first one is vehicle. And as I mentioned in the main review, the driver assistant features, you will have to come in here quite often to turn them off. So I've got driver assistance in the top left here, got driver assistance, got driving convenience, so let's have a look in there. So we have got this smart cruise control, that is for the motorway, so you've got motorway driving assist as well, and you've got lane change assist motorway and auto motorway speed change. This system works incredibly well. It's one of the only smart control systems, or smart cruise control systems, sorry, from this group that actually works properly. and it does work really well. So if you're ever driving one of these cars, go and try that out, because it is very, very nice and relaxing, and you do get more efficiency if you're driving an EV as well. Within the smart cruise control settings, we do have an option to base it on driving style, and you can choose how close you want to stay between the car in front and acceleration. So when you turn into a lane, you can choose how fast and harsh that acceleration is going to be, as well as response speed as well. So let's go back to driving convenience. Let's go back there. And that's all the options in driving convenience. We've also got driving safety. So forward safety, it says assistance in collision avoidance. The system provides a warning and actively controls the vehicle when a risk of forward collision is detected. It says forward safety warning timing is on normal or late as well. Forward cross traffic delay as well. And then forward side safety, lane safety, blind spot view monitor, blind spot safety, safe exit as well. And I will just point out that most of the trim levels on the Kona come with a lot of these features as standard, which is really good. You've also got door as well. So this is a feature I was on about in the main review. Forward attention warning, provision of a warning when the driver is not looking forward. So on the Kona, there's a little sensor on top of the steering wheel, which will keep an eye on your eyes, essentially. And it will beep at you if you don't look at the road for like 2 seconds. So I would recommend, if you can, turn that off, because it is mildly annoying. I've also got leading vehicle departure alert. So if you're in a queue of traffic or whatever, the car will just tell you that you can move on if you want to. Speed limit as well. We also got the speed limiting system. A speed limit assist will actually adjust the vehicle's speed for you. And you've got speed limit warning, which is just the default setting. That will just start beeping at you when you go over the speed limit, and it will beep at you when you're into a new speed limit zone. I always have it on speed limit information, so it will actually tell you how fast you need to be going in the area you're in. Or you can have it completely off as well. I'm going to have that on what it is now. Last one is parking safety. All Konas come with a 360-degree camera system as standard, which is awesome. It's very, very useful. It's got camera settings here. You've got parking distance warning, top view reference lines, rear view reference lines as well. And we've got surround view monitor auto on. So there's automatic activation of the surround camera when the parking distance warning is active. So if you are too close to an item or something like a wall or anything, it will just come on and start giving you a hand to reverse. And then automatic parking distance warning as well, rear safety, rear cross traffic safety as well. All of these features are not annoying. They always work. On this one anyway, they've worked really, really well over the last week. So I'm really happy with that. It is just the alert systems which are a bit annoying. So that's the driver assistance features. Lots of nice options in there. Got drive mode, so eco mode, climate control. This will save quite a bit of range. So I turn that off and turn the AC back on. It drops a mile of range. And then if we turn it back on, AC back on, doesn't drop any range. So that's fab on there. And then active sound design. This will play a synthetic driving sound for EVs. You can choose enhanced. There's no preview what it actually sounds like, and there's also off. So there's some nice noises in there. Other models have got this feature as well from the Hyundai group, and they sound okay. I like to have it off because EVs are meant to be quiet. Climate. So these are all the nice auto settings that I've seen on Genesis cars before. These will do things like turn on the air conditioning or turn on auto recirculate if the washer fluid's turned on or you're into a tunnel, that sort of stuff. So it's internal air circulation, activation on washer fluid use, and then again activation upon entering a tunnel, which is some nice little convenience features. It doesn't really take much to add these features, and I haven't seen them anywhere else apart from these vehicles. So nice little feature there. Automatic ventilation, so it actually auto dehumidify the car. So if the internal air quality is quite poor or it's quite humid, it'll actually auto dehumidify the car for you, which is nice. Got defog, defrost options, auto defog, same sort of system basically. It'll just try and keep the windscreen fog free for you. Climate features, let's have a look here. Auto drying for the air conditioner. It says after the vehicle is turned off, the fan will run automatically to dry the inside of the air conditioner to prevent mold growth. I have noticed that actually. I parked it up to film with the car yesterday, and it was the fan stayed on, so that's really cool. I'd imagine that some air conditioners have a problem with mold growth. So I also got eco mode, climate control. I saw that option just a minute ago. Decrease the energy consumption by reducing the cooling power. Again, I felt it's cooling me enough. The temperature today has dropped quite a bit, and it does seem quite efficient. Or quite effective anyway, so that's all good in there. And then the last one is linked to climate settings for auto adjustment. It says activate adjust steering wheel and driver seat warmer ventilation based on climate settings. That's currently turned off, which is fine. Next one is seats. So same option there, link to climate settings for auto adjustment. Seat easy access, so when you get in and out of the car, this seat will move forward and back for you, so you can get out quite easy. And then there's also an alert you can use if the seat position has changed for whatever reason. Let's go back to driver assistant. Actually, we're in there now. And then lights, ambient lighting. So we can actually choose the color of the ambient lighting, which is quite cool. So we can adjust the brightness, and there is pretty much infinite colors available. So I've got some preset colors here, which are probably based on, no, they're probably not based on colors of Kia models or Hyundai models, but you can choose from a very wide selection of colors there, which is quite cool. There's no like quite bizarre colors, but you have got some nice ones there, green and stuff. Yeah, it's quite nice. I've got it set on purple because that is quite a nice sort of nightclubby vibe. It does look quite cool at night time. And then you can also have link to drive mode. So if you choose eco, sport, snow, it might just change it. And you can have it dimmed under darkened conditions. If we turn that off, it might get a little bit brighter for me, which is quite nice. There's a little bit of mood lighting in the door pockets here, which is quite a nice feature. Door, so you can choose when and how the door locks work. So auto lock, enable on speed, enable on shift, off, and if you shift the car into drive, it should just lock the doors for you, which is quite a good feature. That might come on after 10 miles an hour or something like that. Auto unlock as well. You got able to shift to park. Yeah, that's a good idea. That sort of good stuff. And then power tailgate. The power tailgate button can be used to automatically open or close the tailgate. There's a button down here for that. Power tailgate opening speed, normal or fast. You can even choose the height of the tailgate. So you've got level 3, 2, 1 or height setting. And then full open as well. Smart tailgate. It says the tailgate will automatically open when you approach the tailgate with the smart key. The key itself does seem to have quite a few features on it as well. Let's go back to digital key. I believe this car has Apple Wallet support for the key card, or car key as it's called. I know the Genesis GV60 does as well. So it's a smartphone key. Unfortunately, in this video, I can't demo it because this is a PR loan or press car from Hyundai, and you need both keys to activate it for obvious reasons. So I can't actually demo that, unfortunately, but it does have support for that, which is awesome. So that's really good. And then lastly, in this section, we have got convenience. So we've got rear occupant alert on or off. That hasn't gone off, which is good. Service intervals, it just says service intervals in there. We also have wireless charging system. The wireless charging pad on the Kona works really well. Some systems or some chargers, what they'll do is just be really either just slippery and your phone will fall out, and this one seems to work really well. And then auto rear wiper when you go into reverse. So if you knock the car into reverse, the wiper will come on for you, and you can even choose if that happens or not. So let's go back to the home page. You've got drive modes now. So drive modes, okay, it's put us in the that menu basically, so that's fine. Active sound design, yeah, these look like shortcuts actually. So we might not need to go for everything. Yeah, these are just shortcuts to that option there. Okay, that's quite good, I suppose. Yeah, seats, lights, yep, door, yep, digital key, and then convenience. Yeah, okay. So the settings app is basically just one section, and you've got different shortcuts in there as well. So we've just done the vehicle section. Got EV as well. So battery conditioning, you've got suitable battery temperatures adjusted to maintain optimal fast charging performance. Features enabled when setting a fast charging station as destination, or can be enabled manually. Driving range may be shorter when this feature is enabled, and it's a suitable temperature to charge the vehicle. Utility mode, so this can power stuff from the high voltage battery, rather than use the 12-volt battery, and you can turn that on or off if you want. Got smart regeneration, that's a strong, so the recuperation on the car is really effective and really good as well. You can choose how strong that is, and you can use the little pedals here to just put it into one pedal. Plug-in charge as well, new feature that the Hyundai Group cars have got. Some chargers, or some public charger networks, do have plug-in charge to work like a Tesla, so you can connect your account to this car, and you can use plug-in charge to seamlessly charge your car, which is quite a nice feature. Let's go back to navigation, display, vehicle speed, always show the vehicle speed on the map screen, traffic information, colour for traffic on the route, show point of interest icons as well, and some EV charging station options in there and different points of interest in there. Guidance, so there's route options, let's have a look. You can do fastest, economic or preferred motorway, set guide, distance type, interval distance, guidance location, border crossing information. Let's have a look at guidance location. Just show route details, border crossing information. So yeah, when you enter a new country, if you're driving through Europe, it'll tell you bits and pieces about that country basically. So whether or not they, what kind of currency they use, what side of the road they drive on, just some useful information so you're not going to make a fool out of yourself when you're in the new country. And then we have also got alerts, camera alerts, set the distance to a camera, which alert will be triggered. We've got maps, map mode, map font size, daytime map color, auto zoom settings as well. Got automated features, we've got previous destinations, automatic return after scrolling, return to map timer and satellite as well. And we'll go back to this page here, got sound settings now. So premium sound, this Kona does have Bose speakers as standard, which is quite nice. And we've got dynamic speed compensation, so it'll adjust the volume so you can listen to it properly. And also volume limitation on startup. Position as well. It says touch the point on the vehicle diagram in which you wish to focus the sound. And you can just have it center in the car. Got equalizer as well. That sounds all good. And then guidance, just volume settings for all the guidance systems. Active sound design, again, we saw that one in the car settings. Radio noise control, this one's interesting. Basically, you can have it filter out some FM noise if there's weak reception where you are. Driver assistance, so warning volumes, you can turn those down to 0 if you want to. You can actually have haptic warnings when you're lane changing or whatever. And then parking safety priorities, driving safety priorities as well. And then connected devices, all I've got is my phone currently, and you can actually adjust the volume for that specific source, which is quite nice. Let's go back to phone connections. Phone connections, just the one phone connected currently, my iPhone, and then Bluetooth information. You can choose what the car's called, and it's just Kona 2024 or something like that, I don't know. That's all good there. Phone projection, you've got settings for Android Auto, so it says enable Android Auto, and then Apple CarPlay as well. You can if you want to use that phone. What you can do is have multiple phones connected, and then you can set a priority for each phones basically, if you don't want to use CarPlay on that specific device. User profile, so this is there's got a funny profile picture on there. This essentially is the Bluelink system, so you can see a Bluelink account, my email address is connected, and you've got a profile image you can choose, and you can even link a digital key card. And then once that user enters the vehicle, their profile picture will come on, it will set their seating position, and it will all work quite nicely. It's quite a nice feature, and you can even set your own profile picture as well, and I've picked a lovely handsome picture of myself. That's basically that, and you can add a few different users if you want to. We've also got voice recognition, so this is the built-in voice recognition service, and it looks like it collects some data, and you can even ask it to do certain things like play the radio, all that sort of good stuff. We've got layout as well, so you can choose the gauge style. So at the moment I've got the basic one. You can have classic, which is some numbers on the dials, or simple as well. I've got link to drive mode, and there are some different options in there. So you can choose a sport mode, which has a little red checkered flag, or style A as well, which is quite a nice clean design. Looks very much like Apple software, the Hyundai software, so they're doing a really, really good job with it, really. Screensaver, you've got none or clock. Split screens, you can choose different items to be on the screen if you want to as well. And then display, you can choose the brightness in here. So yeah, brightness of the displays, auto brightness, camera settings, display contents. Yeah, parking distance warnings, top view reference lines, and rear view reference lines as well. Blue light filter, so that's quite important to some people. So you can actually turn it on and it will filter out the blue light. I have that on there, and that can be done automatically or between different times of day as well. Buttons down here. So as I mentioned earlier, on the steering wheel button and the central button here, the star buttons, and you can choose what those things do. So let's choose, yeah, that's quite cool. So I noticed that the media button takes you to CarPlay sometimes, but also the star button can as well. So that's quite a nice option. And then you can choose whatever the button on the steering wheel does as well. So quiet mode, stop route, recalculate, home screen, voice memo, reject and call, all that sort of good stuff in there. I got mode button, so there's a mode button somewhere. Oh yeah, there's a mode button above on my steering wheel as well. And we can choose what that does as well. So sounds of nature, DAB. So I might choose the DAB for that. So you've got CarPlay for the star and DAB. Let's test that out. So the star should take me to CarPlay. Let's do, yeah, phone projection, home screen, recalculate, Media, no. So start button on the screen, there you go, CarPlay, and then mode will take me to the radio. Let's turn that down. Awesome, that's quite good because that's one of the features I noticed that wasn't quite perfect. Go back to buttons a sec, and then we have got steering wheel buttons, so toggle favorites or test stations, and then volume knob as well. So there's 2 buttons here. Wow, you can actually choose what the knobs do. So it says swap the functions. So swap, this one will actually do the volume now, so it's actually closer to you. So that gets around the problem of having to reach across. If it's a left-hand drive car, that they wouldn't have to change the entire system. They just do it with software. I like that. That's really good. Obviously, you'd have to remember which one's which, but that's a really good idea. I think I might keep that on what it is because it's easy to reach the right-hand drive. Wow, that's awesome. That's it for the buttons, and then cluster heads-up display. Might be some other options in here I've seen before. Brightness again, so yeah, the brightness is the same. Cluster theme, simple sort of stuff in there again we've seen, and you can even turn on and off the welcome sound as well because it's quite a loud welcome sound when you get in and out of the vehicle. And the heads-up display, it's a little heads-up display with lots of information on. You can even turn it on and off, and you've got content selection, so I've got everything's turned on. So you'd have to take your eyes off the road. Display adjustment as well, you can even sort of position it. There's a little motor in here as well. Cool. And then Bluelink as well, which we'll look at the app at the end of the video. But it says you can reconfigure it. You've got modem information here. You've got verification codes, offline mode, terms of use, privacy settings, and you can even deactivate it as well. The app's really, really good as well. And then general, lastly, software updates, whatever software that needs to be done on the vehicle. I did check it yesterday and there wasn't one available. Looks like it was last updated in February this year. System info, memory, what's new, some memory capacity. Yeah, it just says nothing's being used. What's new, so vehicle system, nothing new in there. Probably nothing new in there either. Navigation, oh okay. So there was an update in February by the look of things, and it says whatever features we've got now. So we've got nearby offers from different restaurants, so basically some advertising in your vehicle. That's great. Amazon Music streaming service is now a part of the car, as well as Apple CarPlay was only wirelessly added in February. Interesting. So that's quite a new feature really for this vehicle. And that looks like it came out, 13th of February. Date and time, automatic date and time setting from GPS. That's an awesome feature because getting the right date and time in cars is always a bit tricky. You can choose whatever format you want it in, and if you're in the daylight saving time zone as well, which at the moment in the UK we are, even if it doesn't look like summer at the moment. We have got language, lots of different languages in there. And then keyboard as well. You can choose the layout for QWERTY keyboards, QWERTZ or ASCII or ABCD. And there's even some acrylic keyboard types as well for different regions. And you can even choose a Korean keyboard because this obviously is a Korean car. And there are some different options in there. Unit, miles or Celsius, and then media settings. It says media off at vehicle startup. Media will not turn on automatically at vehicle startup. It says infotainment remains on when the vehicle is turned off. That's an option as well. And you can even reset the entire vehicle, which takes a little while because I've done it once before. Awesome. That's the settings app. There is also sports. So you can choose your teams. I'm not massively into sports, but you can have sports information tracked on here, like football, golf, or baseball. That's the option in there. Valet mode as well. This will do various things. You can protect your privacy by disabling infotainment screens, and you can even limit the speed that the driver goes. Vehicle diagnostics. So this will just check what the vehicle is going to be doing. Let's have a quick look in here, see if this actually loads. It might give us some energy data, basically, about different features on the car. So yeah, it just tells you everything's working fine. So onboard charger's working fine. That's converting AC to DC power. Motor-driven power steering. Everything's working as intended. So that's all good. Notifications, no notifications. And there's a full-on digital manual for the car. And you could scan your screen and get it on your phone if you want to. So that's all awesome. So now we're going to have a look at the Bluelink app for iPhone and Android. This is very similar to the other apps available for Genesis vehicles and Kia vehicles, and it works incredibly well. So you can do a few things from this app. You can see where the car is. You can see how much percentage it's got left. You can see how much range it's got left. You can lock and unlock the doors. So you can start the charging, stop charging, set the climate control settings on here, defrost, seat settings, climate duration. There are some EV service options in here as well, so you can do AC charging current, vehicle to load usage limit as well, target charge levels as well, which is quite nice. And then if we go to the home screen, we have got user profiles, got your calendar synced as well, personal services. So we have got calendars, music streaming as well. You can even edit this homepage. We have got the remote control. So again, we just looked at that a second ago. Got status, so it'll tell you how much range the car's got left, the efficiency you've had. So I've had 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour since recharging, which is really, really good. And then the whole time since reset. It's really, really efficient, the Kona as well. The temperature of the battery is optimum for charging. It's not plugged in, it's unlocked, and you can see if various things are set on here as well. And there's also a vehicle management report. So it tells you how many miles you've done in 1 month. So we can actually come here into driving information here. So you can see I've done 242 miles in the whole of September. 473 minutes of driving, the top speed, average speed, and also the idle time. And there's also energy consumption as well. So let's have a look here. So it says between the 7th of August, which is not when I had the car, I've only had the car a week, it says average consumption 1.64 miles per kilowatt hour, which I don't think is right. But driving average is 3.76. So it says energy consumption over certain days. There's also diagnostic details in here. So it'll tell you what the odometer's on, which is actually accurate, and all the bits and pieces that are in there that are all currently working as they should be. And then lastly, you can see where the car is. So you can see where the car is using the Nokia Here maps. There's some surrounding options in here, so you can see where charging stations are and that sort of stuff. And then there's options in here. So we have got the more options. The accounts, you can come here and delete your account if you want to. You can use your settings. So I've got my profile page in here somewhere. Digital key, yeah, the Apple Car Key option is in here as well. And it says it's not registered, which I can't do at the moment. Let's go back a page. Select vehicles, so if you've got multiple vehicles, you can even share them with different people. App settings, I've set it to miles, but it still comes out as kilowatt hours it was earlier. Let's have a look. Does it show miles? Yes. Okay, so if you get a Kona, I would notice that it takes about 2 or 3 days for this option to change to miles from kilometers, not kilowatt hours. So it was about as annoying me the first few days. It wasn't actually listening to what I'd set it to, but now it has actually told it to do it as it said. But yeah, overall the app's really good, and it's very useful to see if the car's charging and when it's charging. Set some options in there, and also get the car warmer in the morning. It's especially useful if the public charger you're using doesn't have any app to tell you what it's doing. So sometimes when you use GridServe, you can't see what it's doing, although they have got an app now. And also if you're using Tesla chargers as a guest, you have to go to a website to see how it's doing. And then if you've got the app, you can just see what's happening. So that's been a very in-depth look at the infotainment system and the Bluelink app on the Hyundai Kona EV. If you've enjoyed this type of content, please consider subscribing to the Interface Cars channel. There's lots and lots more car content coming pretty soon. Like this video if you did, that really helps us out. My name's Alex, and I'll see you again next time.